guess we kind of got a clear-cut version what the season is most likely going to be like, finally, from the Major League, because the owners and MLB have a plan and has sent it to the MLBPA.
Right, but the issue is that I don't know if they're going to agree to these terms. One of the terms up there is a 50-50 revenue split, which we just got done talking about, basically. And from what I understand, about 40% of that revenue comes from localities, as in ticket sales and concessions. Well, if there's no season, that's 40% that you're not getting. If they're playing a season without fans in the stands and you're talking about a 50-50 split, you're getting hurt because 40% of that income isn't coming in. That's huge. And I can't imagine the Major League Baseball players, I can't imagine their association agreeing to terms where there's uncertainty. There's like a ceiling. They don't know what's going to happen. And if they're not going to want to take a pay cut. I know that one of the players today said that they need to go ahead and take the pay cut, but Mark Chixera, he said that these guys need to go ahead and sign an agreement, take the pay cut, but he's not playing. He's not putting his life on the line. He's not risking anything. These guys are risking a lot.
Yeah, it's going to come whereas, they're going to fight where it might get canceled. So it's either no money or some money. The owners are probably going to argue, like, look, we're not making no money. We're losing. Like we said, Mets might walk away from this being negative $400 million compared to they already almost in a whole 100. So they might add $300 million in, debt because of the ticket concessions.
And I get it. I see it from both sides. You're right. The owners have a great argument. Hey, guys, we're going to split the profits.
And unfortunately, they did agree upon something where it was, just a pay cut from the reduced to how many games it was going to be.
Okay.
So they agreed upon that a couple weeks after the pandemic started. Well, now it's been longer. Now they're thinking no fans in the stands.
Fans in the stands in roughly half the season.
Yeah, and they make most of their money from concessions.
Exactly.
Souvenirs and ticket sales. So if you don't have none of that, it's hard to make a profit for baseball unless you have a nice TV deal.
Well, some people do, some people don't.
Exactly.
The Dodgers do. But some of the smaller markets don't have those.
Exactly.
And that's those players right there are going to be the ones arguing that this 50-50 split is garbage because they're not going to make any money.
Yes.
And they're putting their lives on the line. I get it from both sides. Yeah. The owners say, hey, look, guys, this is going to be a tough one, but we're willing to split with you guys. But then the players are like, hey, we're putting our lives on the line, going out here playing this game, and we don't know what's uncertain. And are you guys going to guarantee if that we catch coronavirus while we're out here playing this game that you're going to not hold us responsible, you're going to pay for it, you're going to take care of us? There's a lot of things they need to discuss.
I was really surprised that nothing has leaked yet with the conference call today. Like, what's the safety?
Yeah, we're supposed to hear something today.
Today was supposed to be the conference call. So I'm real surprised that they've been hush-hushed kind of about this. I don't know. They really, like they said there's going to be testing, but we don't know the exact details of this. But, for what we're hearing, what MLB owners would like to do is the 82-game win season.
82-game season. And starting at around the 4th of July weekend.
4th of July weekend, which would be great. 4th of July, baseball, it's always been fun every year, and it's a great way to have a semi-opening day on that weekend. So 82 games is roughly what they're looking at to play their division rivals and only regional AL teams or NL teams.
Right, so like NL East versus AL East.
Yeah.
NL West, AL West, things like that.
Yeah. So
that would be interesting.
Yeah. At first when it says it's just division, I'm like, okay, here's 82 games, play your division, whoever's the best. Okay, cool. Then it came out, the next day, like, oh, now they're talking about interleague play with just the region. I'm like, okay, so how are we going to do this? So if you break it down, if you play 3 games roughly against interleague, you're talking 15 to 16 games, depending on they might add an extra one.
Okay.
So you take that from 82, you're left with, you're going to play 16 games per division opponent. So 8 at home, 8 away.
Right. Okay.
That's
not
bad.
terrible.
Yeah.
That's not terrible. The crazy thing is, well, and also they're going to give you the DH. So that's big. So this will help both sides. It'll make this game pretty interesting. But the biggest crazy thing that I saw was that we're having a short season and we're also having 14 teams make the playoffs.
Yes. So they're hearing that instead of expanding 1, they are hearing 7, which people were hearing, and we kind of talked about that. So it's very interesting. No details exactly how it's going to be formatted or stuff. Some people suggested, so ultimately, so if we do get 7. So
this is going to be crazy.
What you can think, I think Buster Posey or someone said, this is my opinion, which I kind of like it.
Okay.
The 3 division winners get a bye.
They should.
Your 4 wildcard teams play each other 1 game.
Okay.
Then those two who won play another one game.
Okay, that's
and
fine.
And then the lowest seed gets one seed and go like that.
So my thing with this is that when I first heard they had 14 teams in the postseason, I was like, this is crazy. That's half of the teams period making it. That means there's teams that I don't think have any business being in this playoff. They're going to make the playoffs. But if what Buster says, if that comes to fruition, like if you have, what'd you say, 4 teams playing each other in a wild card?
Yeah, so it'd be like, it'd be so 1, 2, 3 bye. So 4 will play 7, and then 6 and 5 will play each other.
Right, but I like the idea of the wild card teams playing each other one game to see who gets advanced, and then you advance to the next wild card game.
And you play one
That's
more
fine.
game.
You still might have a trashy team in the playoffs at that point, but they earned it the hard way, so
Yes.
I'm okay with it. But I'm still a little weary about half the field making it.
Yeah. And like I said, if it's 1-1, that's cool. Or if it goes 1 and then a best of 3 real quick, but then the other teams get a big break.
Big break. Could help or hurt.
Yeah,
we don't know.
I think 1-1 is probably more reachable. And
1-1 sounds like it would make more
sense.
sense.
A day in between for travel.
Yeah.
So AL one day, then AL the next day they travel, and then that way there's 4 days of baseball, wild card 4 days, and then you go start the playoffs.
So yeah, this definitely be interesting because I'm a big proponent of a series. I don't like the one game wild card games. I like a best of 3 because it's baseball and you need to have a series.
Yes.
But in this situation, if they do expand it, I'm okay with it. I'm not heartbroken.
Yeah.
I think one game and then you're advancing to another wild card game, that's perfectly fine because you got to get 2 flukes to get through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if you think about it, if they do a 3-game series for each one of those rounds,
They're going to
have baseball in December.
Right, and they'll be depleted. It kind of defeats the purpose. I like the 1-on-1 because guess what? You got to play your best pitcher that first game, and then if you got to play another game right after that,
then you're
number
2.
You got to bring it. You got to bring it, and then you got to play a team that's nicely rested, has a way better record, deserves to be there, and you've already played your guy. So
you're most likely your number 3 will be versus number 1,
maybe, or you take a short rest guy like a Verlander would love to do that. He doesn't care. He's like, put me back in there. I'll pitch this after this game.
And especially being those 1 games, they're going to be shorter leases for certain pitchers.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you get in a little trouble 4 innings, they might start going to their bullpen or another starter.
You would hope so. I hope we don't have a situation out there where we just leave a guy in there to die like Matt Harvey or something and just let him get beat up at the end.
So and then other thing about the regional thing, which would be cool for us people in the East Coast, is we don't have to worry about our team going to West Coast to play night games.
Oh yeah,
but then it kind of sucks
because all the West Coast teams are only playing night games.
Exactly,
and we're talking like 10 o'clock games for us on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's it's like a win-lose kind of scenario because like if we want to watch Mike Trout or the Dodgers see how well they're doing, we have to wake up. Pretty much stay up every night till 10:30 for start.
But another cool thing that I just thought about, I'm not sure if this will actually happen, but if they do it this way, and they expand the rosters from 26 to 30, which is what they proposed, and they're also going to have a taxi squad of 20 players. So
wow,
right. So let's just say this is a scenario for here in Norfolk. We're the Tides and our parent team is the Orioles. Let's say the Orioles do it this way. There could be a lot of guys who go down who usually don't go down, and they could be playing ball here. We could be watching some pros getting some time to relax here while they bring some taxi squad guys up to give them a day of rest.
Or we can see some better prospects here earlier than we expected.
Absolutely. So this could be a good thing for the minor leagues given the situation. Right. It changes a lot of things. A lot of things in motion right now.
It's still, it's like I said. And then, like we said about the MLB APA, like they want to. But reduction is who knows what this is going to be.
Right. But my other thing is if they're doing the 50-50 split, like I said, it's all about cash flow. If the owners don't have cash flow, what happens if they cancel the season during the season? Like, what if they start the season up and it just gets worse, or somebody contracts a virus on the team and they have to shut down the whole team? Now, what are we doing?
It's just they need to figure out something where they have, because if they're one of the first major sports to come back, they can grow a lot from this.
They could.
And especially the popularity can get back. Because
people are going to watch it. See what the UFC did.
Yes.
They killed it. They brought in $700,000 in pay-per-views alone.
Yeah. So you think about, the first ones of the majors and then the major big sports, and especially if you have good TV numbers, go in the collect and bargain, and especially popularity grows, then there could be more money next year. Last year, MLB did from make $10 billion. So who knows how much they're losing this year because of all this so far.
Right. But so I get it. They're losing money. That it happens. It could happen. But at the other end of it, the players, there's a lot of players who want to play now, but there's a lot of players who are more concerned about their safety, and they might not want to play. This could easily affect the outcome of what's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
It's so uncertain.
And some people are going to have to think like, do I have my family here? Do I send them home? Do I have to rent an apartment?
Right.
Maybe that's what with the money. Like, look, I might be taking a pay cut, but I'm going to have to pay this extra expense to make sure I stay clean and be able to play. It's something
exactly.
They haven't really cleared what's going to be the protocol. Like the question was when the road team comes in town, is there a hotel that's quarantined for that road team?
Exactly. So like we're saying, as fans, yes, we want to get this game started. We want you guys to get out there and start playing now, today, yesterday. But as a player, they're more concerned about their safety, and this could ultimately become a non-season. It could. It's a real possibility.
Like all sports are kind of starting to think about it. And NBA said apparently started texting players, and they said no, they haven't. But apparently, it came out LeBron James had a conference call with a bunch of players to get what their thoughts. Like they when it starts talking to them, they want to know what's going on. It's a weird time right now. Like the government's talking about another stimulus plan, extending the CARE Act all the way to January because we don't know what's going on.
Right. But I also heard at the same time that the NBA is not even close to coming back. So
like they just opened facilities up in certain
to
states
some places,
that
right,
are allowed. So it's like I said, NBA and hockey are most likely going to go straight to the playoffs. I don't see them finishing a regular season if they want to continue play.
Well, the thing we can all agree on is some sport has to be the first to jump in. I know UFC started it, but one of the major guys has to take the risk. And
I think MLB can be much faster because they can go see what Korean and China has done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you can easily call players who played in the MLB, like, what's going on over there? What are they doing?
Exactly.
If KBO doesn't want to share, but I'm pretty sure they want to share since they have a contract with ESPN now showing the games. They got to have some form of communication to figure out what the hell's going on over there.
I agree. I mean, if it's not going well over there, then we would be hearing it. There'd be guys who aren't in the lineups that are normally in it. There'd be guys reaching out saying, this is crazy. We need to stop this now. But we're not hearing those calls right now.
Yeah, we're, 2 weeks in? No, everyone's having fun. We're watching baseball.
Yeah.
So
we're getting good plays. We're getting bad plays. We're getting a lot of it.
So, it's, most MLB teams before all this were about $1 billion, except for one. It's, people heard, like we said with the Mets last week, there's no way that Will Ponds are going to get their $3 billion asking price.
And we know now that J-Lo and A-Rod are not contenders any longer.
They opt out because, they couldn't get because it was one thing if this wasn't happening, they probably could have got the people bid enough but with this going on
so much uncertainty,
especially
it's not the right time.
We're talking about the people who could put their money. How much money they lost in the stock market.
Oh yeah.
That could have been possible. Like some of those big wigs, like, I have money, but no, I lost $5 million last week from the stock market. Sorry, I can't do this.
That could be. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be going in motion.
Steve's over there like waiting like a patient.
Who knows?
Strike.
Who knows?
Yeah. So it's all gonna be a weird time until we get official word. Hopefully, the next day or two, MLBPA will kind of lay out like we agree upon this, but we want MLB to do this for us to start the season.
Right, but my only issue with that is we're already at crunch time. They need to get into spring training now. If they're going to go back to the negotiations, this is going to take longer than this could be a non-factor.
And then what they're hearing is MLBPA is not even asking players what they think.
Oh.
MLB players are thinking for what they think is best for their players, not even asking players. So that's where it might get sticky.
It's going to get sticky regardless. Now, if they're not even getting the players involved, this could be a whole issue.
Oh, it might be. And especially if it don't turn out good for the players.
That's what I'm saying.
You're talking about they'll vote for another lead person for their contracts.
Oh, they're definitely on the hook right now. This is they're up there. They're being watched with the magnifying glass.
Yeah, between the MLB trying to get minor league, that contract's up, the collective bargaining agreement for next year. Like, no one wants a strike. You look how far baseball lost back in '94.
Yeah,
it took them years to climb out of it, and you don't want to be, America's pastime, but then a second thought because there's another strike next year.
I agree.
So they got to come to ground. Like, I know they're billion-dollar owners, but they still got to make the team work and not lose too much money because they're going to lose money regardless this year. It's just how much they're going to figure it out. I don't know.